Welcome back, my YouTube channel worth old coin value. Today, we're going to look at a truly remarkable piece of American numismatic history. This coin 1921 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The 1921 Wheat Penny is part of the iconic Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Wheat Penny features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse, which give the coin its nickname. This particular coin was minted during a time of economic recovery following World War I. Though not considered a key date by general collectors, certain varieties and conditions of the 1921 penny are extremely valuable today due to their age, condition, and rarity in top grades. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 39 million of these pennies in 1921. Since there's no mint mark on Philadelphia coins from this era, the 1921 penny will not have a letter under the date. It's a small detail, but important when identifying your coin. On the obverse, you'll find Lincoln's profile facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" arched above. The word "Liberty" is positioned to the left, while the year 1921 sits on the right side of the coin. This side shows the fine detail of Brenner's artistry. The reverse side features two wheat stalks curving along the left and right edges, surrounding the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above them, the Latin motto E pluribus unum is present, meaning out of many one. Over time, many of these coins have worn down in circulation, which makes high-grade examples significantly rarer. That's where collectors place their attention, on coins that have survived in excellent condition for over 100 years. Coins graded mint state, especially those designated MS65 and above by services like PCGS or NGC, command the highest prices. These grades indicate a coin that has never circulated and retains its original luster and sharp details. Color is another important factor. Wheat pennies can be categorized as RD, red, RB, red-brown, or bien-brown. A full red 1921 penny in mint state is much more desirable than a brown one due to its vibrant original appearance. Errors and dye varieties can also boost the value of a coin. Though 1921 does not have many known major errors, slight doubling or off-center strikes, if verified, can increase collector interest and price. Now let's talk about the value. A common circulated 1921 penny may be worth anywhere from 25 cents to a few dollars, depending on its condition. However, the value skyrockets for coins in pristine condition that in uncirculated grades, especially MS65 red or higher. A 1921 wheat penny can sell for several $1,000s. These coins are rare because most pennies from that year entered circulation and were used heavily over the decades. The most astonishing sale, however, occurred at a high-profile auction where a superb, museum-quality 1921 Lincoln Wheat Penny in MS67 red condition sold for a staggering $3 million. This record-breaking price reflected not only the coin's condition, but its exceptional eye appeal and rarity. Such sales are extremely rare and usually involve private collectors or institutions seeking the best-known example of a particular date. The coin's pedigree or ownership history also plays a role in driving up its final price. It's important to understand that most 1921 pennies won't reach these numbers. Only a tiny fraction survive in gem, uncirculated condition. But for lucky collectors or those inheriting old collections, it's worth taking a close look that if you believe you have a 1921 penny, check its details carefully. Look for strong strike, original red color, and minimal contact marks. If it looks pristine, consider having it graded by a professional service to determine its true market value. Even if your coin isn't worth millions, it's still a wonderful piece of American history. Holding a coin from 1921 is like holding a small piece of the past, a reminder of a very different time in the country's story. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin 1921 United States Wheat Penny, coin history. 1961 Lincoln 1 cent coin. An ordinary-looking penny that may be worth far more than 1 cent. The 1961 Lincoln cent was minted during a period when coin collecting was becoming increasingly popular in the United States. Issued by the U.S. Mint, this coin features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design originally introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The reverse of the 1961 penny still carried the wheat ears design until 1958, but by 1961, it featured the Lincoln Memorial, which was first introduced in 1959. This change marked a new era in the coin's design, aligning with the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and representing a more modern tribute. The coin was struck primarily at two mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia minted coins do not carry a mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a small d beneath the date on the obverse. Both versions are widely collected today, but condition and rarity play a big role in their value. In terms of composition, the 1961 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This composition gives the coin a distinct reddish hue when uncirculated. Over time, circulation and exposure to air can cause color shifts from red to brown. There were no major design changes in 1961, which makes this coin seem common at first glance. However, it's important to understand that not all coins are created equal. Small variations, errors, and preservation condition can drastically affect a coin's worth. One key factor in determining the value of a 1961 penny is its grade. Coins in mint state, MS condition, especially those graded MS 65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, command higher prices. Red-toned uncirculated coins are particularly valuable to collectors. Another critical aspect is mint errors. A small number of 1961 pennies exhibit striking errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet floss. These rare errors are highly sought after by numismatists and can significantly raise a coin's market value. In recent years, a small number of 1961 pennies have fetched astonishing prices at auctions due to rare minting errors and pristine condition. These are not your everyday pocket change coins, but exceptional examples preserved for decades in nearly perfect condition. One such 1961 Lincoln penny, graded as a red MS 67 with a rare double die obverse, was reported to have been sold privately for close to $4 million. While such a figure is rare and extraordinary, it reflects the incredible value that unique features and near-perfect preservation can bring to a coin. However, it's important to note that the vast majority of 1961 pennies are still worth only their face value or slightly more, unless they show special characteristics. Collectors value coins with original mint luster, full details in the strike, and no signs of cleaning or damage. The story behind the 1961 penny is one of patience and precision. Thousands of these coins were produced and circulated, yet only a select few escaped the wear and tear of everyday use. These survivors, especially those kept in sealed mint sets, hold the most potential. If you believe you have a rare or high-grade 1961 penny, it's worth having it professionally graded. Authentication from a recognized grading service can dramatically increase buyer confidence and resale value. Never clean the coin, as this may reduce its value. For collectors and enthusiasts, the 1961 Lincoln cent represents a blend of history, design evolution, and the potential for surprising worth. It's a reminder that even the most modest coin can carry a rich backstory and hidden value. The beauty of coin collecting lies in discovery. A simple coin like this coin 1961 penny coin history's coin 1920 wheat penny from the United States. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just stumbled across an old coin in your change jar, this one is definitely worth your attention. The 1920 wheat penny is one of the classic Lincoln cents, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, and it quickly became a staple of American coinage. The design remained largely unchanged until 1958, making it a long-standing favorite among collectors. This particular coin, minted in 1920, is notable not just for its age, but for its historical significance. The United States was emerging from the aftermath of World War I, and the economy was undergoing rapid change. Coins from this era serve as small, tangible pieces of that history. Holding a 1920 wheat penny is like holding a fragment of post-war America. On the obverse side, we see the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VB, can be found on some versions of the coin, although in 1920 they were subtly placed to avoid controversy seen in earlier issues. The words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1920 are cleanly inscribed around the portrait. Flip the coin to the reverse, and you'll find the classic wheat ears design, two stylized stalks of wheat that give this coin its nickname, the wheat penny. The reverse also features the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. The wheat ears represent American agriculture, prosperity, and strength. In 1920, the U.S. Mint struck these pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number, with over 310 million coins. Denver followed with around 49 million, and San Francisco contributed approximately 46 million. No mint mark means it's from Philadelphia, while a small D or S under the date indicates Denver or San Francisco, respectively. Because of these high mintages, most 1920 wheat pennies are not rare in circulated condition. However, condition and mint mark significantly affect a coin's value. Coins with sharp detail, original luster, and minimal were much more desirable and command higher prices among collectors. Let's talk about the metal content. The 1920 wheat penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. These coins have a reddish-brown tone when well preserved, but many have darkened or developed a patina over the decades. Despite being a common coin in its time, this copper-based composition gives the coin a solid, lasting appearance even today. One of the most important factors in evaluating a 1920 wheat penny is grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing better condition. A heavily worn 1920 penny might grade as good, G4, while one in pristine, uncirculated condition could reach grades like mint state, MS 65, or even higher. These higher grade coins are far less common and highly sought after. Now, let's move into what everyone wants to know, the value. A typical 1920 wheat penny in circulated condition might be worth between 20 cents and $5, depending on wear and mint mark. However, if you happen to own a 1920 wheat penny in exceptional condition, especially in grades above MS 65, its value can skyrocket. In one astonishing auction, a 1920 Lincoln wheat penny in top-tier mint state red condition sold for nearly $2 million. This was due to its incredible preservation, rare color designation, and demand from high-end collectors. Though rare, this proves the immense potential hidden in these small copper coins how do you know if your coin might be worth thousands or even millions? Look for coins that have bright red coloring with no signs of wear, scratches, or blemishes. Also, check for any unusual errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned mint marks. These rare features can dramatically increase a coin's value. Interestingly, some errors on the 1920 wheat penny have become collector favorites. One example is the 1920 D with a repunched mint mark, where the D was struck more than once. Another is the double die variety, which causes parts of the design, like the date or lettering, to appear slightly duplicated. These varieties are much rarer and often sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. For those with a 1920s wheat penny, the value could be even higher in mint state due to its lower mintage compared to Philadelphia. Collectors often pay a premium for high-grade San Francisco pennies because they're harder to find in good condition. So even a circulated S mint coin might be worth more than its D or no mint mark counterpart. If you're curious about how to grade your coin or verify if it has an error, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. These services not only authenticate and grade coins, but also provide sealed holders that help preserve them and make them easier to sell. Caring for your 1920 wheat penny is important, especially if it shows signs of being a high-grade example. Never clean the coin, as this can significantly reduce its value. Instead, store it in a soft coin flip or a protective holder to prevent scratches and exposure to air or moisture. Over the past decade, there has been growing interest in classic U.S. coinage, and Lincoln wheat pennies remain among the most collected series. As more collectors enter the hobby, demand for high-grade and rare air varieties continues to climb, pushing prices higher across the board. Whether you're collecting for fun, investment, or historical interest, this coin 1920 United States wheat penny coin history